So welcome to the first in, well, see how it goes, I suppose, and see what your feedback is like. But first of our walks around London. So I got this idea from a good friend of mine who's got his own YouTube channel on the Lake District, does a lot of walking, and captures lots of videos like this. So Glenn, who is at Black Crag, I'll put a link to his channel down below, all about the Lake District. If you like the Lake District, certainly one you want to follow. But he does this on a weekly basis. And I thought, what a great idea. I've never done a walking one before, where actually I've talked to camera, shown you around London as well. By the way, yes, you can tell that's the Tower of London behind us. Got a nice little walk, not long, but we can answer some questions. And the idea of this is to show you a little bit of London, walking round, see how popular it is with you. Do let us know in the comments down below, but also answer some of the questions that you guys send in. So London Visited has been going now for nearly 5 years. Well, nearly 6 years actually. And one of the things we haven't done is a Q&A. And I know from other channels how successful they are because it helps you to get closer to us. And therefore we can answer your questions and all the rest of it as well. So I've got a few questions that have been asked on a regular basis. So I've got those to start with. But then if you've got further questions that you want to ask, then all you need to do is to drop them in the comments down below. And if you do that, I'll pick that up. If we do another one, let's see what the demand is like for it. So the quick route, which is nice, down past the Tower of London. We're going to go over Tower Bridge. Yes, we're going to walk over Tower Bridge. That's why you've got the traffic, because we're standing right by the traffic. How about that for real sound effects of a bus? And answer a couple of your questions as well. So one of the questions I get asked a lot is why London Visited? When you started the channel, you had so many choices of different things to do. Like, there's a channel for everything on YouTube. Why London? Well, really good question. And I suppose it stems from my youth. One of my grandparents, my nan, used to bring myself and my brother up to London on a regular basis. In fact, we were in and out of London more than we weren't with her. And she took us here, there and everywhere, and I got to know London really, really well. And then when I got older, I used to pop into London myself on a Saturday night, go into London, just walk around really and see the amazing sights, the night lights and all the rest of it on a Saturday evening. This is when I was at school. And then before I left school, I had a Saturday job. Sorry, not a Saturday job, a holiday job. And that holiday job, I was in the front of a van which drove around London, and we used to put curtains up. It was one of our neighbours. And he said, well, he paid me 50 quid a week. At that time in the 80s was a sum of money. There you go. Going over the Thames. We'll give you a view over there. Anyway, that was quite a sum of money. And for 2 summers on the trot, for about 2 months, I'd sit in the front of this white van, driving around central London, going into businesses, going into men's clubs, going into all sorts of things, gentlemen's clubs, like down Mayfair and all the rest of it, nothing tacky. And putting up curtains, taking down curtains, taking them back, washing them. But I got to know London so well. And I realised very quickly that the next time I went up to London, I actually knew my way around all the back streets, which was quite incredible. So my love for London has grown. Then, not only that, and I used to go up to London every so often. I worked up in London, but it's like these things, isn't it? When you're on top of it, you're working on it, and you're there every day. You take it for granted. So it wasn't until I stopped working in London that how much I missed it. And then, of course, Gino and Jaden came along, took them up, and seeing the joy in their eyes when coming up to London just refilled that passion. Anyway, we're seeing London through their eyes, sort of rekindled a passion for London. So, like any person that starts YouTube, everyone will always tell you, wish I started it earlier. Been thinking about it for ages, didn't know what to do. So London seemed a natural fit. And do you know what? I love it. There is just so much I've got out of doing this channel. Not just the learning about London's history. I'll come back to that a little bit later because that's another question I've got asked. But also the community that we built. And that just probably leads into the next thing. What has YouTube done for me? Well, the community, you guys watching this, is absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. I am so fortunate to be able to bring you videos of amazing places in London. Well, 3 times a week. I think this time it could be 4 times this week. Anyway, as many as possible. and balancing that with a job and coming up and do it, it makes it absolutely pleasurable. Right, what I'm going to do now is turn around the camera and give you a shot around so you can see what we're looking at. You've got City of London in the back there and the Thames. But let's not look at my ugly face and my lack of hair. Let's turn it around. There we go. Right. Oh, that's a good point. See the plane there? If you're coming into London, there's a high possibility you'll fly right over the centre of London. So if you are flying into London at some point, you will get that. Right. So what we're looking at, we've got the Shard, we've got City Hall, which is the building to the left of the Shard. And then as we go around, you've got London Bridge, which is the next bridge along. Then you've got the City of London. And then right over there, actually we can zoom it in over here. There you go. You've got the Tower of London as well. One of the things I would really recommend you do, I just can't realise what I've just missed. One of the things I would really do, there you go, just to prove that we're on Tower Bridge, is I would definitely go to the museum on Tower Bridge, because you get to go and walk right up there. There's glass panels on there. Actually, I'll put a link to our video that we've done on here previously, and I'll put that on there, and that will show you what the Tower Bridge experience is like, which is fantastic. It's well worth coming. And interestingly, in London's history, Tower Bridge was completed in 1894. See, another fact I didn't know until I started doing London Visited, all this history. So actually, if you take London as a whole, you take that over there, the amazing Tower of London from 1066. Actually, this is quite new. Now, the bit I love is just standing here. Right, you see this line? If you look down, you might be able to see the Thames, because this is the bit where it opens. There we go. Let's have a look down. Yeah, there you go. Down the gap there, and you can see, you might be able to just see the Thames. Anyway, that's the right in the middle. And when you stand there, you can actually feel the bridge moving, just as the traffic is going above it. Anyway, where were we before I showed you what was going on? Oh, that's right. So we talked about why London and why London Visited. What have I got out of it? Well, without doubt, it's the community. You guys are just absolutely amazing. I don't take any views for granted, and when I wake up every day and there's like 20 comments to respond to, it's absolutely amazing. I did this on YouTube just to bring London to people. I still get comments every so often saying, oh, London's a dump, London's so expensive. Well, if you're a regular watcher, you'll know, especially when we do the live streams, how many events in London are absolutely free. And even just doing simple walks like this and taking in the history of London and taking in everything that's going on. There you go, we've got people love doing it. We've got people doing photo shoots here. But there is so much to do in London, and I just love bringing that. Sort of aspirations for the channel. Do I want to go full time? No. I've got a little part-time job that I do, which is fantastic. I really enjoy. And that allows me to come up here and do this. Right, I'll tell you what we'll also do. Let's capture it on the other side. And we'll capture it over there, because over here, you've got Butler's Wharf, which is on the other side of Tower Bridge, with the lorries and the traffic. There you go. And that's rather nice as well. And I'll put a link to that video that we've done on there previously on the other side. Up on the top right-hand corner even. You can tell this is almost live, can't you? Right, what other questions have I been asked? Let's answer a couple more before we sign off for today, and then get your feedback on what you think. Actually, I just got to look at that. Look at that. The amazing. I love it. Do you know what? It doesn't matter how many times I see it. It still makes the hair on the back of my neck. Yes, I have got some there. Makes up for the rest of the head. It still makes it stand up on edge, so it's lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Oh yeah, what have I learned from doing it? Well, my technical skills. So I was not an editor. I never did anything like this before in any of my life. So I've become quite proficient at doing all of the YouTube stuff, definitely. I think the other bit that I've learned is the history of London. How much, basically, if it wasn't for the Romans in AD 55, sort of encamping at London Bridge, as it is now, and starting London, we wouldn't have a London. So a massive thank you to the Romans for that. So if anyone has ever watched the film The Life of Brian, what have the Romans ever done for us, just to prove where we were, then a massive thank you to them. And then how over the years, the different kings and queens, the royalty have had an influence. Henry VIII stopping everything and then everything else starting again. How after the execution of Charles I, there's 11 years of Oliver Cromwell, and then Charles II came down, sort of a big gap in history there for 11 years, and how much has influenced London and London's life. One of the other things we get common comments about is the amount of building and cranes going on. And a big hello to Leslie. I know you're a regular watcher, and I dare say you'll drop your comments down below and your thoughts on this. But the one thing about London is it's always regenerating. And one of the incredible things that I found recently is it's done in a respectful way. So we've got a video coming out at the end of March where I walk the Roman wall. Okay, so we find bits of the Roman wall from AD 120. So from the year 120 to now, bits of the Roman wall are still standing. And because some of it has been built in the City of London with massive skyscrapers, it's incredible to see that it's been preserved. So what they've done is they've built the buildings around it. So it's in the foundations, it's in the basements of these, what can only be described as skyscrapers, and they've left bits there. So actually, the building has been done, it's been respectful. But unfortunately on the Eye Line, there are lots of cranes all the time, but hey, that's one of those things. Right, so I'm going to polish it off there. I'm going to leave you with a fantastic view in a second of Tower Bridge, and also we'll have a quick scoot round to the City of London and HMS Belfast. But what I'd really love to know from you, is this the sort of thing you'd like? Q&A every so often, maybe once a month, and we'll just put a video on here of me walking around London and showing you some of the bits there. I've got to remember to get the camera angle right. Glenn, if you're watching this, looking for your feedback, my friend. There you go, look at that. Amazing, love it. Absolutely love that side, the iconic Tower Bridge. So do leave your comments down below. Do you want us to continue? 1, and 2, what questions do you want me to answer? Or questions do you want me to answer in this? Because the whole point of this is, it isn't a walk and a show, because actually we've got lots of videos on these places, but actually it's a walk show and answer your questions. What you want to know about us, what you want to know about London Visited, or even what you want to know about London. Because I'm also conscious, we're going to put this out in March, summer is coming very shortly, so you may well have lots of questions. And also I know lots of people are going to be heading over this summer for lots of concerts that are happening over at Wembley Stadium. So if you've got anything that you want to know, any questions you want answered, then just drop them in the comments below. Or alternatively, if you don't fancy doing that, just go to our website, londonvisited.co.uk or londonvisited.com, and just put in the contact us and send it over. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. My final bit is, there you go. Oh, look at that. Amazing. And then what we'll do is we'll swivel round and give you also, there you go, behind, you have the Tower of London. And then behind that, behind my head, you've got the City of London. And finally, as we go around, the beautiful HMS Belfast, another fantastic place we've been. And I'm going to put a link to that as well in the top right-hand corner. So if you fancy seeing some of those places, then do click on those links. Thanks for watching. I really look forward to hearing your comments and what you think. Catch you soon. Bye.